All right, welcome to Currency 365, Iraq Breaking News, Episode 11. Another great week in Iraq. Let's get started with world news first, and then let's get into the Iraqi news. All right, happy 4th of July to everybody that's listening on this call. It's a special 4th of July edition. I did not want to really do a breaking news this week, but we're going to continue to grind, and this is episode 11, so let's get started. All right, first we're going to talk about Iran, so let me get started with Iran headline news, okay? Experts' view of Iran's nuclear deal draft completed. Another headline reads, Kerry reiterates progress in Iran nuclear talks. Okay, another headline reads, Amano meets with Secretary of Iran's National Security Council. Another headline reads, key disputes remain in nuke case to be addressed by FM levels talks. Okay. Another headline reads, decisive will for achieving nuclear deal, Iran says. Another headline reads, possible nuke agreement can pave path for Iran-U.S. cooperation. Another headline reads, China sees high possibility of nuclear deal with Iran soon. Another headline is IAEA agree on timetable to resolve outstanding issues. Okay. Another headline reads, common understanding with IAEA reach, Iran says. Now, if you don't know what the IAEA stands, it's the International Atomic Energy Agency, okay? Just to let you, some of you guys that don't know that are not following Iran, that's what it stands for, okay? Another headline reads, Iran optimistic about PMD concerns resolution, okay? Another headline reads, the IAEA says Iran uranium stockpile reduced, but questions remain. And the last headline for Iran reads, Iran says great progress made in nuclear talks. Now we know that they extended the talks to July 7th, 2015. Today's July 3rd. We're headed into July 4th, okay? And then we got July 5th, 6th, and then by Monday, we got to see something here, okay? Or they're going to have to extend it, actually by Tuesday, because Tuesday is the 7th. We got to see something here, or they're going to have to extend it, okay? So we'll be watching that closely to see what they do, all right? So let's move on. The Shenzhen shares, which is the Shenzhen stock market or the Shenzhen index, okay, shares suffer worst week since December 1996. Wow. Okay, so China shares tumble Friday even as Beijing moves swiftly to try to plug losses, with the smaller Shenzhen index suffering its worst week since December 1996. Okay, so we see China in trouble. Okay, we see them having to bail out and to basically babysit a lot of the countries in the East. Okay, and it's hurting them. Okay, and this is why a lot of us believe that we need to have the I guess not we need to have, but we've purchased the Vietnamese dong for this reason, okay? That China is going to be so busy with these countries, okay, that are that are hurting and have to babysit, that they're going to have to take their hands off the Vietnamese dong, okay? And this is why a lot of people own Vietnamese dong. I'm not telling you to own it. We're just telling you that this is why people that have dong, this is the reason, is because China is going to be so crippled with all these other things that they have to do, that they're going to have to take their hands off the Vietnamese dong, okay? And then that's going to allow the dong to reset, okay? All right, so let's move on. China says to maintain financial cooperation with Greece. Okay, China will continue to promote two-way cooperation with Greece, including in the financial sphere, and has already responded to Greece's request aimed its debt crisis. The foreign ministry said on Friday China sees Greece as a portal into both Europe and Africa for the distribution of Chinese products. The the European Union is China's largest trading partner, and China is the EU's second largest trading partner. Okay, China has reportedly said it wants to see the United European Union and a strong euro. Okay, let's go down. Um, IMF warns Greece needs debt extension may require write down. Okay, so the reports came as Greece is ready for a Sunday referendum on an international bailout deal that Prime Minister Alex has urged voters to reject. Okay, so and it also says loans made by Europe, okay, will need to be extended significantly, and that the country would need further uh, concessional financing. So yeah, they would need for them to get some type of bailout. Okay, they will need a long term plan. Okay, 3 months plan was terrible. Okay, they did the 3 months plan, and everybody knew when 3 months was over, they were going to come right back to the situation that we're in right now. Okay, it says the IMF said Greece would need an additional 36 billion euros in European funding for total additional financing needs of 50 billion euros due to policies, slippages, and the latest proposal from Athens. Okay, let's move on. Uh, Russia waits in wings as Greek debt crisis deepens. Now, I talked about this in another video. I said that Russia and is gonna be and China are gonna watch the West crumble, okay, under debt and defaults, and then they're gonna start to, take them over and pounce on them. And this is what we're seeing. We're gonna see it with Greece, Spain, Italy. Eventually, Germany is gonna be the big one, and then America will be the biggest one in history. Okay, so it says here that Vladimir Putin, who recently came out and to defend, I guess to rebuke Obama's decision and the government's decision on same-sex marriage. And I don't know if you guys seen that article that came out with Putin rebuking Obama. As a man, he says Obama uh, pretends to be a man of Christ, but does things against his own God. So that was an article that came out. It was all over Facebook, and people were like, "Whoa," you know what I mean? So it makes people, think twice about what's going on in the government. Okay, so but anyways, we know that it's an agenda, and this is what it's gonna has to happen for a new world order to take place. Okay, so anyways, Vladimir Putin, okay, he says must be finding it hard to contain his smile as the European Union struggles with Greece's debt problems. Of course, because why? Because this takes the eyeballs off of him and Ukraine circumstances. Okay, um, let's see. But Russia is now one of the few countries Athens might realistically turn to for money, and state-run media are having a field day with this. Okay. So they're not going to look at Russia for money or anything because the pride's in the way because of what's going on in Ukraine. So Russia sits pretty here as they just watch the West crumble. Okay, let's see what else we can talk about here. World stocks drift lower ahead of Greeks vote. China plunges. Okay, yeah, we just talked about that. Okay, is there anything else? Let's see. IMF nears 1.7 billion loan payout to Ukraine. Okay, so the IMF is paying money to Ukraine, but I don't even see how they're gonna be able to get this money back. It's like the same thing with Greece. You're giving a country money that I don't even think they can pay you guys back this money because, like I said, they're going to these countries in the West are going to crumble, and Russia's going to and China are going to be taking these countries over. So you're basically funding Russia and funding China when you're doing this. Okay, so I don't know why the IMF is doing this, and the IMF is probably saying, "Hey, look, the AIIB bank is going to be the new banking system. We're going to be obsolete. So let's just give money and then pretend like we're helping these countries out." That's what it seems like to me. Okay, because there's no reason to be doing this, to be giving countries that don't have economics stability to pay you back anything. So that's pretty weird. Okay, so now let's move on to Iraq breaking news. Okay, the Iraq headlines of the week. But first, I want to say happy birthday to Dr. Shabibi. Um, July 1st, 1941. We didn't talk about that, but happy birthday to the man who set up the monetary reform program with America and the ambassadors and stuff like that. Hopefully he's the one that's gonna end it. Maybe hopefully he'll be able to get back into his seat. As the central bank governor that he belongs, and he'll be able to revalue this currency for us here. If not, then hopefully Saleh is in there or somebody that Shabibi and Saleh and Abadi appoint to be in there to get this done. Okay. So hopefully that happens, and we see that in July, okay, or July, August, or September, okay. So let's move on. Okay, it says the three presidencies uh, agree on the formation of the committee to follow up the national reconciliation and a commitment to the political agreement. Okay, that's one of the headlines there. So, national reconciliation, we need to see this, okay? And it's mostly the oil and gas deal, when it comes down to it, okay? Another headline reads Iraq to issue bonds in August. So, I think they were trying to do it in July, end of July. Now it's pushed to August. So, of course, they might need an actual reality rate or a realistic rate before they can actually issue these bonds. Okay, I don't think you want to issue bonds that, international or big worldwide bonds. Okay, at 1166 rate. I wouldn't do it, but you never know what Iraq's thinking. Okay, let's move on. Just more news. It says the International Monetary Fund required the application of pricing power to grant Iraq a loan valued at $833 million. Okay, and this is for Iraq's oil revenue shortfalls of the budget projections. Okay, Iraq's having a lot of shortage problems lately, on a lot of things. Okay, and it's all because they need a revaluation of the currency, point blank. Okay, parliamentary economy revealed the 50,000 dinar coins to put out in the market in July. I did a video on this already, so we know that they might put this 50,000 coin out in July, and then then they'll later on put the 100 coin. It could be in September. Okay, so they could start the revaluation in July, and then get the full revaluation in September, or when the new banking system launch in October 1st or whatever. So this is their. It seems like this is their plan, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so they want to put the 50,000. Shabibi and them will drop the lower denoms to crush it. Okay, and the 50 coins and 100 coins will be for the rich people. Anyways, will be for wealthy products and wealthy items. Okay, boats and stuff like that. Okay, prevent the circulation of only 500 dinar categories in the market. Okay, so they're saying Dash is, I guess, Dash is using the 500, and they need to, it says the new currency to organize Dash did not put on the market yet. Okay, so they're trying to put new currency on the market. So Dash is not just using the 500 dinars and I guess counterfeiting that money, or I don't know. This is it just says prevent the circulation of only 500 dinars. Okay, so that means Dash probably likes the 500 dinars, and they're counterfeiting it probably. I don't know. I don't get it because 500 dinars is not a lot of money at 1166, so that doesn't really make sense. Um, but it will if they revalue it. So maybe they're counterfeiting it, getting ready for a revaluation. Okay, so it says, let me see. It says category of 50 and 100,000 dinars to delete zeros. We just talked about that. Okay, if they put this out, Saleh, Shabibi, or whoever's in the central bank is going to drop those lower denoms, okay, to counter this, and that's going to delete the zeros, okay. The 50 and the 100,000 coins do not delete the zeros. Um, it's going the other way. Okay, so they will need something to counter it to delete the zeros, which is the lower denoms. Okay, um, let's see. Economists: Iraq is struggling to pay its bills and sustain investment by the war on Daesh. Yeah, we know the war on Daesh is killing them. This is why they're going to need a revaluation. Everything is leading to a revaluation because they can't pay their bills, they can't pay the Kurds, they can't do anything without this revaluation. Okay, the budget is growing daily as they try to fight Daesh. Where they're not getting the proper weapons for some reason. The Kurds are still begging for weapons months later. So the West and the East, you know, want to help Iraq, but they're not giving them the weapons they need to fight Daesh. Daesh and ISIS should have been defeated a long time ago. It's not like they have a 300,000 army. Okay, these people should be. I mean, it should take 2 weeks to destroy Daesh and ISIS. Okay, but they're not getting the proper weapons to do it. All right, let's see. Legal representative: we will not let pass the general amnesty law if it was a single substance permit to exit of criminals and murderers. Okay, so they're saying that they're holding up the amnesty law, and we expect this because the amnesty law will give us the full blown RV. Okay, so if they're saying that they're gonna put a 50 coin out first and then the 100, you expect the amnesty law to be delayed and come out with the 100 coin. Okay, so that because that's gonna give us the full blown RV. Okay, so they can drop the lower denoms without amnesty, but the amnesty gives us a full blown RV. So this is why we see that there might be a delay in amnesty because they don't want people. They want everybody that should be charged with criminal activity to be charged, and those without criminal activity they can be free. Okay, print 8 million new ration cards. Okay, 2016 to 2017, we'll see 8 million new rations cards printed, and these rations cards will be for the high earners, okay, and displaced people, okay. So let's move on. Let's see what else do we got here. Uh, Business: we will hit at the hands of rising prices during the month of Ramadan. So, okay, so this says that anybody that tries to raise their prices during Ramadan is going to be strike or could have their hands cut off. Okay, don't rise your prices up during Ramadan to destroy, to deceive, and to destroy the people of Iraqi citizens. Okay, so that's a warning to a lot of people. Um, let's see. Iraq not making sufficient progress in money laundering. Well, we know that because Alak's in there. That's not going to happen until he gets out of there. Uh, Shalabi, a senior judge in 2500, blocked a silver money laundering bank's issue. All right, so a senior judge is getting in trouble here because he blocked 2500 cases of money laundering. Wow. Uh, wow, they got a lot of corruption in Iraq going on. Okay, so they got to get the important laws. The World Bank lends Iraq 1.7 billion. Uh, the town of Baji is recaptured by ISIS. That's good news. The oil and gas will be coming to Council of Ministers soon. and Iraqi people are being trained by Australian and New Zealand forces. So good news. Talk to you guys later. Happy 4th of July.